Fred's back legs aren't doing so well, and he's down here for America, for you, Rude Pundit.
Well, I would love to see Fred again.
Look at Fred. Oh, he did love you. Wait, hang on. I have to do biscuit.
Oh, my God.
A biscuit for Fred and a biscuit for Jamie. Okay.
That's great radio.
Your piece is literally entitled, People Are Watching on TV and They Love It. Okay. It's biscuits. Your piece is literally entitled, Donald Trump, see you next Tuesday. And it was cleansing for me. It really was.
That actually ended up meaning two things.
Yes, it does.
I see what you mean. I see what you did there.
You're smart.
I feel like maybe this is why the happy clappy part of me thinks we could see a landslide of epic proportions, because you said Donald Trump is that would be your first C word of the. How many did you count? How many this is?
I think
it's
there
extraordinary.
were 52.
Yeah, he has been up for his entire worthless life. He might not be the most racist president, but he is certainly the 'st. He is campaigning by being so as any human being has ever been, buoyed by the barbaric whoops of his crowds of. He surrounds himself with as many as he can fit into whatever space he's in, with his staff of and his family. He's aided and abetted by his by the Republicans in Congress and the right-wing media, who praise him fulsomely, as one might describe a lifeguard who rescued you from a shark, except that lifeguard is not and Donald Trump is, and he wouldn't lift a finger to save you. If you voted already, you know the feeling of hope and anxiety and promise, a suppressed giddiness that is overwhelmed by our 2016 PTSD. You just felt good about voting that out of office. It was like you had to say, yeah, Donald Trump, you take that, as you dropped your ballot in the box or the mail. You allowed yourself to imagine how enraged and scared that is going to be when he loses. All that got me through the weekend, just that whole.
Oh, good. Yeah, I mean, is there really a more perfect descriptive word for him? I mean, no, I'm sorry, the D word doesn't quite capture.
It does not. It does not.
Yeah.
And I'm a woman. You said if every single speech he's ever given, Trump is a throbbing. He can't help it. To his core, he is a. If you look under his exterior, you'll see a.
My.
Some days only Rude can really capture the depth of my emotion, and I applaud you, sir. Yes, Travis.
I can verify. I just went and checked. There are 52 instances of the word.
Oh, thank you.
One for every week
all right.
of the year.
Do a word check on, not safe work or anywhere. Well, and you also go further on Twitter, Rude, to say they are never not mothers. Not a minute goes by when they are not doing the mother thing they can do. Yes, as a party. He has made them a party of and mother.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They're effing mothers left and right. If they see a mother, they're effing that mother.
It's in the title. It's
right in the word.
Right. Okay. I mean, I don't even know where to start.
By the way, look at us. Look at us. We are just so beaten down and ready for everything to happen that it's like we can't function anymore.
I know, I can't. But you said, by the way, Democrats are under no obligation to accept the outcome of an illegitimate election either. If the GOP wants to play this game, let's all play. And you said, I never want to hear another word from Republicans about Democrats supporting lawlessness. Them running the Biden bus off the road. I mean, it is, as Joyce Vance said, this is domestic terrorism.
Yeah. It is. I mean, and then up here, they blocked a couple of bridges in New York City.
Yeah.
They blocked or around New York City, and then they blocked the Garden State Parkway, the express lanes of the Garden State Parkway.
And it's not about recruiting anybody. It's about intimidating people, right? It's not about you're not going to see that and go, oh, wow, I think I'll look at those people being D's. I think I'll vote for Trump, right?
Yeah. Where were the rubber bullets and pepper spray then?
Well, as you said, we're not that far from dogs and hoses in North Carolina marching to the polls. People pepper sprayed. Kids. Yep. I mean, it is really, it's almost like you can't believe what's unfolding in front of your eyes. Like, this is not the 60s. We are in 2020, and it is frightening. I mean, obviously, the FBI is warning. They're having even insiders leak. We are concerned about what, and the number one threat is Trump and what he's going to do. I mean, he tweeted about these thugs that ran the bus off the road, they're patriots and the FBI should leave them alone and be looking at Antifa. I mean, it just goes on and on, right?
Yeah. But this wasn't what it most specifically was. I mean, they literally surrounded a bus. He said they were escorting the bus.
Oh, they're being nice.
Yeah,
God.
yeah. Like they're the freaking Blue Angels.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Angry Old Bear tweeted, never before have we had an impeached president with multiple pending indictments who has committed countless acts of treason running for re-election. All predictive election models are useless since they rely on history. Trump will do anything to get reelected. That's really the heart of our terror, isn't it?
Yeah,
as much as
yeah.
we see the polls and want, I mean, the fact that 10 points ahead is not enough. I mean,
Right.
in a lot of these swing states, he's also way ahead, Biden. But
Right.
like we don't want to believe it, right? Like I think we're tending to
Well-
go, oh no, look at that one Iowa poll, and look at that Florida poll. Like we're so terrified of the
Well,
amount of
because
voter.
Trump just sues over everything. That's his
Right.
entire career, his
Right.
entire life. If you fart in a room with him, he's going to sue you. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's everything. You know, every contractor that he wanted to get out of paying.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Delay,
And-
sue, delay, try and, I mean, it's,
Yeah.
but I mean, it is hard for even legal experts I've seen, Rude, keep up with the amount of lawsuits and ways they are trying to not count the vote. And I
I
think,
think there's at least 100 lawsuits going on right now to
Right.
try to halt or change the ways in which votes are counted right now. After the election, you know, unless it is a blowout, unless it is Florida on election night goes for Biden, where that's it, it's over,
yeah.
then this is what we have to face.
Right, except then you say that and for every story, right? And then I go, Jim Sciutto tweeted, for the third day in a row, U.S. Postal Service moved fewer ballots on time in critical battleground states than the previous day, according to new court filings, meaning ballots are now at significant risk of not arriving in time to get counted. You saw in Miami-Dade the pictures, right? The video of the mail just in a Democratic stronghold, all the ballots laying there, and they've been there for a week. And I mean, this is all one patriot at a time. We can do is fight back, right? Somebody, some postal worker took those pictures and video and tweeted that out because this is the problem. It's through no fault of anybody's own. They didn't even get their ballot in time, or they're not going to get it back in time, not through any fault of their own, but because this was deliberate with the post office.
Well, and the postal workers, let's be clear, the postal workers are angry about this.
Right.
But what it comes down to is they cut all the extra hours where they could make extra deliveries and do more sorting and do all of that. They cut all of that. So they would have to volunteer to work if they wanted to get all of this done.
Yeah.
And this is not to mention Harris County, Texas, where they're still trying to get the 127,000 ballots invalidated that were done at the drive-up voting for elderly people. I mean, what are you going to do? You're actually saying we're going to turn 127,000 people into criminals because we're trying to get this law invalidated, and your vote doesn't count. Screw you.
Yeah, Travis.
I'm just going to flag on what Rude was saying about volunteering to go in and work overtime for the post office.
Yeah.
My mom, as you know, works for the post office up in Fresno.
Yep.
They were doing a Sunday collection, but they had to find somebody who would actually be willing to go in and actually be there to receive the collection.
Yeah.
So yeah, they and it was like this whole thing's like, who wants to volunteer to come in? Who wants to volunteer to come in so we can get the votes counted?
Yeah. And they're so desperate, Rude, that someone was saying Harris County, those probably are not all Democratic votes, but they don't care because they think it's going to lean Democratic. So they'll throw out everybody's votes. I mean, it's just, this is an extraordinary effort to have the least people vote as possible, have the least votes counted. I mean, it's all they've got. It really is extraordinary.
Let me say something optimistic. Can I say one optimistic thing?
Oh God, yes.
You know how Trump likes to talk about that, and Trump supporters, that there are secret Trump voters. There's this whole group. They won't tell the pollsters who they're really voting for.
Right.
You know what I think there are? I think there are secret Biden voters among Republicans.
Bingo.
And I actually know one. My stepfather, whose all of his friends are Republicans. They're all voting for Trump. He is voting for Biden. Yeah. He voted for Biden. He already did.
Yeah,
so,
I agree. Rude, I'm hearing that a lot, actually, that I think that's absolutely true. Yeah, I mean, what he said in Reading, was this Reading, Pennsylvania? If we win on Tuesday, thank you very much, Supreme Court, shortly thereafter. Because so now he's turning on the Supreme Court because of the rulings, right? That are uphold. I mean, some of these, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know how you could possibly uphold these blatant voter suppression, things that seem. I'm like, I woke up, I was like, do we have a constitution? So we have a constitution, right? I mean,
they did it in Wisconsin. They upheld the limitation on votes need to be received by election day or at the end of the election day in Wisconsin. So I don't even know.
Yeah.
I guess there's some principle about how the courts voted when they voted in different cases, but I mean, and the other thing is how illegitimate any win by Trump now is. I'm sorry, it is just illegitimate.
Yeah.
There's
but Rude, we got to just keep fighting, whether it's today or tomorrow. Demand your right to vote. I am hearing more and more people that are doing ballot tracks that have followed up on their vote and demanded to know whether it was accepted. I mean, you have to, again, if you've been effed with, you can vote today or tomorrow. Be safe, wear a mask, distance. But we just, I mean, you're right. We have to stop all this. We have to get the levers of power back, Rude, and make this, because Democrats, don't want to suppress your vote. How about you vote for the people that want you to vote, they're not trying to find ways for your vote not to count.
Yeah. Bob Saget actually tweeted.
Yes.
He tweeted that on October 18th, he mailed his ballot.
Yeah.
And they didn't receive it. And he went yesterday, I believe, and voted in person because he was worried at this point that after 2 weeks, they hadn't gotten his ballot in Los Angeles.
I've gotten emails from people, they don't even officially have ballot tracks, but because we talked about it, demanded and called. And, I know it's a lot of work, but it is worth it. America is worth it. But anyway, and then Bob Saget got hit in the balls and everyone laughed.
He's done more than America's Funniest Home Videos.
Of course he has. All right, rudeness.
As he reminds us at every stand.
Yes, he does.
Thank you for the exact right amount of C words that I needed this week. Thank you.
That's good. Yeah. I'll be huddled under a table with a bottle of whiskey tomorrow night. So.
Me too, and I don't drink anymore. Okay, but I'll just be cuddling it until I'm saving it for you. I'm saving it for I can see you again.
Good. Whiskey and Fred. That's really all I need.
Love you, Rude. Best of luck to all of us. Goodbye.